So hi YouTube. So today I want to talk about the right person for you, and I just want to start off by saying that lately I've got a lot of people ask me, why are you single? Because I am single and I've been single for about 4 years. Believe it or not, I've dated, but I've just not have not been in another serious relationship. If you follow some of my other videos, you know that I am divorced with no kids. And just after that marriage ended, my thoughts kind of shifted a little bit. I learned a lot from that situation, and I want to share that with you. The main thing is that you cannot hurry Mr. Right. You cannot hurry him along. You can't make it happen. You can't force it to happen. You don't have any control over when the right guy for you is going to show up. You may be in a relationship with a guy for years and years. You may buy a house together. You may have like 3 or 4 of his kids. The bottom line is, if he's not right for you, he's either going to leave or it's going to end. And chances are you won't even be happy throughout it. So the reason why I haven't dated seriously, haven't had a relationship in 4 years, is because I'm more concerned now with getting the right man for me than just having a man. Having a man in my life is not enough for me anymore because I'm serious about it. I really want to find the person that fits with me. I mean, you can go ahead and chase after some guy and try to force things to work, but I'm telling you, it is going to fall apart, and you're going to find yourself down the road maybe 5 years later and just crying and in a heap of tears like I was. Don't do it. Hold out for what you really need in a man, and keep your standards pretty high. Don't just accept a guy because you just want a guy or you want that specific guy. You have to just let it go and let it flow and let it come to you. Now, a little background on me. After the divorce, I was lonely. I'm not gonna lie, because people get lonely, and that's why they fall into this thing where you're looking and looking and searching for someone to bring love into your life to replace the love that the person who left didn't give you. And that may even go back farther for some of you to maybe a lack of love from a father figure or something like that. So you just spend your whole entire life trying to correct that by finding someone who's going to give you that feeling of love and that feeling of belonging in something substantial. And a lot of women place a high value on being in a relationship as a form of validation of them. So I understand that. I see a lot of people around me do what I did, and that was you just go out with guys and they just end up being awful and disappointing, and some of them use and abuse you, and you're just like, at the end of the day, you're just like, I can't take this anymore. You end up getting angry at men and all this other crazy stuff. And really, if you're honest with yourself, it kind of starts with you, because you're the guardian of your own heart and your own life, and you run the show. So you need to realize that, and if you've been burned, it's a learning experience. Just take from it. Don't let someone do that to you again. You have control over that. You need to try to focus on controlling what you can control. Your career, the goals that you have for your own life. The fact of the matter is, you cannot control when Mr. Right is going to show up. You can't control where you're going to meet him. You can't control really what he looks like. I mean, you can't. It's just going to happen when it happens. And no matter how hard you try, you're just going to get yourself all tired out and frustrated because it's not happening. And you're just trying and trying and trying and trying. I'm telling you, focus on your life. A lot of people used to tell me that. Just focus on other things. Focus on your career and getting your money up and everything like that. And I didn't want to hear that, because I thought, well, if you stop looking for a guy that's stupid, you'll never find it. Because they would tell me, you find it when you're not looking for it or when you least suspect it. And I hated to hear that. Right now, I wouldn't say I'm following that advice to the letter. I'm really just focused on my life, because outside of having a man, which I have no control over, there's nothing I can do to get the right man and force him to come into my life faster, I want to focus on my career because, that's probably going to be something that I'm going to be doing for at least the next 10 years of my life. And it's probably going to take up the most time in my life for that next 10 years. So it's of paramount importance to me to get that together. And I have like this feeling in my heart that once I get myself all focused and on track and doing what I'm doing and doing well in that, then the right person will just find me. I mean, he'll become apparent to me, and I will be ready for him. And then I'll have everything, not just the man and a crappy job or whatever. So just, think about that. If you're having a lot of trouble finding a man and you just go on so many dates and it's just disaster after disaster, or, you like somebody and they don't like you back, or, they like you and you're not attracted to them, because that's what kept happening to me. It was either or. They didn't like me and I liked them, or the other way around. It can be really, really disappointing. But it may just be a sign that obviously that's not the right guy for you, and maybe you have to do something. You have to be ready for that right guy to come along. And you also, another lesson that I learned is that sometimes things, you don't have any control over things. You cannot force the guy to show up. You can go on 800 dates, and if it's not the right guy and it's not the right time, you are not going to meet the right guy. And that's what you want. So I think it's quality and not quantity. That's what it should be. You want to, and that's why I haven't really dated that much over the past year. Also, another background about me, I'm about to tell all my business to y'all, but I had such bad self-esteem. I almost found myself in a situation where with a guy who was already had a girlfriend or whatever. And that was really rock bottom for me. It was like, whoa, is this how low we've sank? Is this how low we think of ourselves? And we know we deserve better than that. So that's the day that I had to realize some things about myself and give myself some tough love, put on my invisible crown and hold my nose up high and be like, you know what? I'm not even doing this anymore. I'm going to wait for the right guy to come along. And even though I never did anything with that guy, the fact that I got so close is like, yikes, it's scary. So I just want to say to all of you out there, if you, in a situation where you might be getting ready, considering to be the other woman, or talking to somebody that's just no good for you, or who just isn't the right guy for you, you need to stop and think about things for a second and think about what really is in your best interest. Don't be thinking about that guy. Don't be thinking about you need to be in a relationship or whatever. Think about your life. Even in terms of, what if you never meet another guy? What if all men were wiped off of the face of the earth tomorrow? What would you make of your own life? It's very important to have a good life for yourself. And hopefully, when you're all ready and you got everything set and your life is going well, the right guy will come along, and he will. And I think that it still can happen for me, but I'm not pressed about it. Another point I want to make is, do you see men all depressed, sitting around like, ugh, and their friend be like, what's wrong? And they're like, man, I just don't know when I'm going to find my soulmate. I don't know when I'm going to find the right one for me. No, you really don't see that. They play their video games. They hang out with their friends. They do what they want to, play golf. They're not thinking about that. They're not thinking about it until they're ready to settle down. And it's always those guys that are single for a long time and then bam, in 6 months, they're married to someone. Or you see these relationships where the woman is with their guy for years and years and years, and they have all these babies with the guy because they think that if I have babies with him, I'm showing him my loyalty and my love, and then we're just going to be a family together, and I'm going to hold on to this man. And that always backfires. I would say, not always, but I would say 99.8% of the times that I've seen it, it backfires. They end up a single mother with a baby, and some of them end up bitter because that person betrayed them, and it's like, we all know how to prevent pregnancy, okay? I know accidents do happen. If you accident happen, I'm not talking about you, because stuff does happen. But there are people out there who really think that if they give a man a baby or two babies, that it increases their status in the man's eyes. And he won't have any choice but to commit to you because you've shown how much you love him. And if you bend over backwards into a pretzel shape for this guy, then he is just going to be with you and appreciate you so much. Nope. If he's not the right man, he's not going to appreciate you. You need to focus not on getting a man or a certain man. You need to focus on getting the right man. Cut out all the crap. Quality before quantity. And that's what you're looking for. And if you have to be alone for a while, so be it. I used to think that was the worst thing in the world. I can tell you I am so at peace now. I feel maybe what guys feel, you know. You see guys also that they're in a relationship with a girl for 7 years or whatever, and they might have kids together, a house and everything. A guy might marry you, have bunches of kids with you, and be with you for many, many years. And if he's not the right one, it's going to go up in smoke. Make sure you pick the right guy, or else you might be sorry later down the line. You will be sorry. So that's all I wanted to say about that, and thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in another video.